Now in 4 News Now at 6, crime is down in downtown Spokane, but people near one apartment complex say it sure doesn't feel that way. Why the numbers don't tell the whole story and what they say needs to change.
I'm tracking showers and some isolated thunderstorms in our area. I'll show you where they're headed and when we could get a break from the cooler, wet weather in your first alert forecast.
Plus, a beloved lake opens with new safety improvements. Hear from the man who nearly lost his life at Bear Lake and inspired the change. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
Well, downtown business owners and residents are concerned about the amount of trash and drug use around the Ridpath apartments is getting worse. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Derek Dice.
And I'm Kirsten O'Connor. One business owner is hoping the city and county can come together with nonprofits to help clean up the area. The apartments are on Sprague and Stevens, and business owners say working in that area has taken an emotional toll on them. Derek Strom is live in downtown Spokane tonight, where concerns are growing among residents.
Kirsten, Derek, Mark Karchner owns this building, and he says he's seen more frequent issues in this area than ever before, and that's despite statistics from Spokane police that show the amount of reported violent crimes and property crimes downtown are up about 15% so far this year, or down.
So a lot of us have given up. Not all of us, but a lot of us.
The Ridpath apartments have been the subject of many downtown safety discussions over the last 5 years, but now business owners in the area believe the problems with drug use and trash in the area are worse than ever.
Yeah, it's definitely more consistent. There's a lot of drug use. Often people get their drugs at the Ridpath, commute the 2 blocks here, go under the viaducts and stand under the viaducts. But yeah, like I said, I have empathy for addiction.
Mark Karchner owns an engineering firm right across the street from the Ridpath, and he says he has to pick up trash every day in front of his building. He works with homeless outreach groups in Spokane, but feels like nonprofits and local governments aren't always on the same page when it comes to helping homeless people.
I just hope that the city and the county are collaborating a lot better, because everybody wants the exact same thing, and I know that's true. I know the business owners want the same thing. I know my friends on the street want the exact same thing.
Helen Klemp has been living on the streets of Spokane for the last 10 years, and she believes many people living on the streets want help, but don't have good relationships with police or the city government.
You're a different person, and you can't keep happy, and you can't be positive. So you have to find a different form, and it's a lot more challenging than people give it credit for.
That number of violent crimes and property crimes are down about 15% this year, according to Spokane police reports. Karchner says he recently made contact with housing directors of Spokane County, and he hopes to work with them to resolve some of the issues that he's seeing down here. And he hopes the city of Spokane will also join in collaborating with the county to help make this area safer for everyone. Live in downtown Spokane, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
All right, Derek, thank you. New details on the shooting and stabbing yesterday at a Spokane apartment complex that left 2 people dead.
According to investigators, the shooting may have been in self-defense. It happened at the Hart Terrace Apartments near 11th Avenue and Ray Street. Madeline Mullins is live from that apartment complex tonight with how this all started and how people in that area are reacting to the news.
Well, this incident yesterday involves several different people who live here at this apartment complex, and you can see since then the police tape and the crime scene markings are all gone, but one neighbor tells me that the shock of what happened still remains. What we know from police is that a man began attacking a woman with a knife in this apartment complex yesterday. That woman being pulled to safety by someone who lives in this complex, and she was not injured. Then that man with the knife attacked another man in the stairwell of this complex, and that man died. The man with the knife then began to run at another man who was here walking his dog, and police say he pulled out a gun and shot and killed that man in self-defense. And when I spoke to someone who lives around this apartment complex and was home at the time, he tells me he's surprised to hear how severe this was.
Yeah, not too worried after that. I have noticed activity similar to this, but not as extreme in the recent past.
That man telling me in the years he has lived here, he's noticed people sleeping in their cars outside of this apartment and coming and going, but he's not noticed anything that would make him think a shooting or a stabbing could take place here. The police say that everyone that was involved is cooperating with them and that no arrests have been made, and we still don't know what the motive was behind this attack. Live in Spokane, I'm Madeline Mullins, 4 News Now.
All right, Madeline, thank you. Our team of weather experts are tracking thunderstorms making their way across the inland northwest.
Let's set it straight over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker to see where they're headed next.
Well, we found some wet weather developing all the way from near the North Division Y up through the Sandpoint area and even into Boundary County. The thunderstorm activity was brewing primarily in the mountains west of Sandpoint, but those thunderstorms have moved to the east, now approaching Lake Pend Oreille with some of the worst weather to the south of the Sandpoint area, where we're picking up some lightning strikes, but still some pretty good rain happening there. This image is from the top of Schweitzer Mountain, and as you can see, plenty of snow still up there, but they got the rain today and in progress presently, including some thunderstorm activity right in Sandpoint. The roads are rain-soaked, and it is really coming down. No sign of hail, as I've seen so far, but that is not out of the question this evening as those showers and thunderstorms continue through the first part of the evening. We'll be drying out later tonight and staying dry for Thursday. 44 degrees at 7 o'clock. Our high tomorrow of 63 is a little below average. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes, Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you. Good news now in the battle against the nation's opioid crisis. Overdose deaths dropped almost 27% last year nationwide. That's according to the CDC. In Idaho, deaths are down 13%. They're down close to 12% in Washington. But in Spokane County, we're actually seeing numbers trend in the opposite direction. According to the county medical examiner, 352 people died from an overdose in 2024. That's up from 301 deaths in 2023. Our Robin Nance recently spoke with the medical examiner about what she's seeing on the front lines of our fentanyl crisis.
All of these effects can happen so suddenly, people just drop where they are and die.
And to see why Dr. Singh says no one is truly safe from this crisis, you can watch Robin's special report on KXLY.com.
Listen up for drivers. The company is recalling more than 273,000 SUVs because of an issue that could cause problems with your brakes. The recall affects certain 2022 to 2024 model Navigators and Expeditions. Owners should bring their cars to a dealership for an inspection.
Warmer weather means families are heading to Lake Coeur d'Alene, but years of mining runoff have left behind metals and other contaminants in the water and soil. Now, for the first time in 2 decades, officials are testing more than 30 popular beaches to see if contaminant levels could put children and families at risk.
We're most concerned from a human health standpoint, lead and arsenic are the metals that tend to stay in higher concentrations than you'd see in the natural sediments. And we're concerned mostly with kids getting exposed to those.
Now, previous studies have showed beaches along the lake are safe, but could contaminant levels be rising? Natalie Grant breaks down how the study was conducted and what results the experts are expecting tomorrow at 6 right here on 4 News Now.
Well, still ahead, Diddy's ex takes the stand for the second day in a row in the rapper's human trafficking and racketeering case. What she revealed in court and the jury's reaction coming up.
Big changes could be coming to 2 Spokane schools, and they involve more than just classrooms. How a bond and levy would make more after-school programs at these schools for families across the city.
I'm live at the Spokane Arena where the Chiefs are looking to bounce back from their Game 3 loss. Coming up next, hear from the team on what they need to do to keep their championship hopes alive.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
4 News Now is brought to you by Cal Cars in Airway Heights and Coeur d'Alene.
Bill Belichick. Everyone's talking about the former New England Patriot and now University of North Carolina football coach and legend. Now this week, he's live on GMA. Michael Strahan with Bill Belichick, the morning exclusive, Friday, live on Good Morning America.
If you haven't been to the Northwest Granite and Cabinet Store in the Valley, then you are missing out on your home's possibilities. From exotic, beautiful countertops to all wood functional cabinets and a ton of flooring choices. Northwest Granite & More can help you transform any room in your home into a masterpiece. So, if you have a project coming up, stop by Northwest Granite & More today, where your wishes become reality.
When you visit the LC Valley, you'll do more than just get away. You'll relive the history of explorers who traveled through this region, and you might even make a splash of your own. See educational exhibits of Lewis and Clark and immerse yourself in an authentic cultural experience. Unwind and savor the flavor in the Northwest Discovery Destination. Your adventure awaits.
At Liberty Park, we've been growing our own since 1928, and we continue to be your go-to greenhouse for all your gardening needs, including custom container planting. We have a colorful selection of annuals, perennials, and hanging baskets. With several varieties of tomatoes and other veggie starts, we have all you need to kick off your vegetable garden. We also carry yard art, soil, and pots of all sizes and colors. Liberty Park Greenhouse and Garden Center is now open in the historic South Perry District.
My feet hurt so bad in the morning, I couldn't even put my feet on the floor. So I built all this together to engineer a solution to my pain. Finally, I went to Good Feet, and they gave me this.
Good Feet Arch Supports, engineered for pain relief, personally fitted for you.
Next ET, Can in Cruise Control Plus, our Megan Thee Stallion exclusive, and the 911 squad after the loss of their TV captain.
Shooting the funeral, it felt real.
Real for sure. Next
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
Is your favorite beach contaminated? For the first time in decades, Idaho is testing the sand and water where your kids play. I'm Natalie Grant. I'll show you how the testing works, why it's happening now, and what it could reveal about hidden risks. Watch Thursday at 6 on 4 News Now.
All right, the Spokane Chiefs are less than an hour away from puck drop against the Medicine Hat Tigers.
Last night's Game 3 of the championship series was a rough one for the Chiefs, falling 6-0 in the Spokane Arena. But they are on their way back on home ice tonight, and Sydney Berger joins us live with how Spokane plans to turn things around. Sydney.
Well, Spokane is looking to do pretty much the opposite of most of the things they did last night. Game 3 of this series was one of the worst games we've seen the Chiefs play so far this season, and for a legit chance at the WHL championship title, this Chiefs team needs to have a complete 180 from yesterday's game, and that starts with shots on goal. Spokane slung just 28 shots at the net compared to Medicine Hat's 45. That's due to a silent night from their front line. The trio of Shea Van Olm, Berkeley Catton, and Andrew Crystal was shut down by the Tigers D, but it wasn't just the offense. Coach Brad Lauer says all phases of his team were off last night, and coupled with one of the best outings he's seen from Medicine Hat, it was a task the Chiefs just couldn't overcome.
No, it's one of those things that you don't know what, as a coach, you don't know what to put your finger on, what it was. You got to have a short memory, okay? 24 hours later, we're right back at it. We've got to understand, we've got to be better as a group. I think we know that. I think we know that we weren't very good as a group.
The Chiefs gave up 6 goals. That's the most for them so far in the playoffs, and Spokane hasn't been held scoreless since October. That's until last night. Again, very uncharacteristic for the Chiefs, who are known for explosive offensive plays. That's where Berkeley Catton and Andrew Crystal usually come in. They lead the WHL playoffs with the most points scored, and not far behind WHL Player of the Year and likely first overall pick in the NHL draft. That's Tiger star Gavin McKenna, but he wasn't on the ice yesterday for Medicine Hat. That proved to be no issue. Luckily for the Chiefs, there's not much time to dwell on last night's performance. That's one of the beauties about a 7-game series. Just 24 hours later, they have another chance to even the series. Puck drop tonight, 7 o'clock, right here from the Spokane Arena. Live inside the arena, Sydney Berger, 4 News Now Sports.
All right, Sydney, thank you. Childcare is getting more and more expensive, with the average annual price of childcare increasing by 29% from 2020 to 2024.
That's according to a report by Childcare Aware of America. Last year, the national average price of childcare just over $13,000 per year. Meanwhile, a CDC report shows the fertility rate in the U.S. is near a record low. A U.S. government agency said this year a drop in the birth rate is one of the possible impacts of rising health care and child care costs.
People living in Spokane's University District have noticed a lack of child care as well. A recent study shows of the children living in this neighborhood, over 50% of them do not currently have a form of child care. Most of those children are infants. The study also shows 70% of respondents say there's a high need for child care center in this neighborhood, with most of these respondents saying they've had to work fewer hours or take fewer classes in order to care for their children. The University District says this study was done to better understand if child care was needed and what programs would work best in this neighborhood.
Well, the wheat on the Pion Prairie is getting a drink right now. Showers around Meade, heading up toward Mount Spokane, mainly north of downtown Spokane. Here's the view from Highway 2 East heading to Newport in Meade. Wet roads, and we have a chance of rain through early evening. And then we're going to get a quick break in the forecast. I'll explain after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by STCU, here for good.
So what do you think about these?
We're going to take everything.
From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $750 off your tub or shower remodel.
I'm Drew Henry, tea maker and founder of Revival Tea Company, and we're right here at Yolks Fresh Market. We started in 2018 in Spokane. We are super proud of getting our peppermint from Washington State, our honey from bees in Spokane. We've collaborated with Dry Fly and turned into canned cocktails. We definitely would not be where we're at today without the support from some amazing local partners like Yolks. Oh yeah, the more and more we can work together, that's been a really fun thing as we continue to grow.
Check out Revival Tea at Yolks Fresh Market.
When I was told I needed radiation treatment for a brain tumor, I couldn't stop thinking about what could happen to my memories. Those moments I cherish from growing up, of finding myself, of the people I love, of what I've created. Could they all just fade away? But when I learned how precise treatment was with Gamma Knife, I was reassured that those moments would be preserved. Because it's not only about protecting the memories I've made, but the ones I have yet to create.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Go to Lake Casino. Winning is just the beginning. So you're looking for something to do? We got you. Want some tasty food? We got you. Heard you wanna do some shopping? We got you. The live music is always popping at the Go to Lake Casino. At the Go to Lake Casino. Go to Lake Casino. Winning is just the beginning.
State Center for the Arts, July 8th through 13th. Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Just for you to take a look at. What do you think?
So here.
From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,500 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Okay, we are dry right now at 500 West Boone Avenue. Still the possibility of some showers through the evening. 56 in Coeur d'Alene. Had a passing shower that really cooled things off there. You could see some sunshine looking over the Veterans Memorial Bridge, but boy, it is dark to the east. 4 things to know about your weather. We are going to be drying out later this evening, staying dry for Thursday. High temperatures in the mid-60s tomorrow, and then we get into a cool, showery Friday, back into the 50s, and we do have some showers this weekend too. Right now, the timing takes it into the parade on Saturday night, but we still have a few days to clear that up. Let's just talk about the next 48 hours with the showers and isolated thunderstorms in progress coming to an end later this evening. Here's Thursday at 8 a.m. and we are dry through eastern Washington and most of North Idaho. Still some mountain precipitation in the central panhandle. Wouldn't rule out a sprinkle or two over the higher terrain. Thursday evening. More likely, we're going to hold off on that wet weather until Friday morning. A good chance of rain off and on through the morning, and then some spotty showers the second part of the day. Our odds of measurable precipitation on Friday up around 60%, most of that falling in the morning. Then we have more precipitation coming in Friday night and into Saturday, and then Saturday night and into Sunday. But the chance of wet weather decreases every day through the forecast. Our temperatures, meanwhile, are going to be dropping down to 57 on Friday. We're back up into the 60s through the rest of the 7-day outlook, but this white line is our average high, and we will be below average through the 7-day forecast. And then the 8 to 14-day outlook is calling for above average temperatures. I've heard many complaints. Not everybody likes the cool, showery weather, and just a hint toward below average precipitation. Hopefully, we'll be able to get some good soaking rains over the next few days, and we'll be able to enjoy a break in the wet weather. In the meantime, we have at least a slight chance of rain almost every day through the 7-day forecast, except tomorrow and next Wednesday. Overnight lows, meanwhile, gardeners, we're in good shape. They'll be in the 40s through the next 7 days. Kirsten?
After a year of renovations, one of Spokane County's most beloved parks is officially back open. Bear Lake is about a 30-minute drive north of downtown near Chattaroy. County officials closed down the popular park to make significant safety and accessibility improvements to that area. The changes came after a scary incident a few years back. A retaining wall failed and sent a disabled veteran into the water.
The man was completely submerged and unable to get out of his wheelchair. Strangers had to jump in to save him. That veteran was invited to the ribbon-cutting ceremony today, where he got a tour of the new and improved park and helped cut that ribbon. He shared his story with our Jordan Smith, who joins us from Bear Lake.
Frederick Margiotta came to Bear Lake years ago for the same reason that so many of us do, to find a fishing spot and to relax with a friend. The docks were overcrowded that day, but he found a spot across the way on a retaining wall.
It gave away, and the kids started yelling, "Fred, Fred, Fred," and all I can remember was holding my breath and not be able to get out.
His friend pulled him out. 4 more strangers jumped into action to pull his chair from the waters. He doesn't remember the exact day it happened, but he sure does remember that feeling.
It was very terrifying.
His story made the rounds, leading to county officials taking action and revamping the park.
So for the past year, access to Bear Lake has been shut down while county officials make renovations. They tore down that retaining wall, they added more access points to the shoreline, and overall they made the entire area more accessible and safer for everyone.
The entire path around the water has been paved, new fishing piers have been installed, 3 bathrooms fully renovated, and the park is better equipped for our disabled community members to explore.
I wanted to cry, very emotional, to see what they've done to the lake and knowing it's more safer for more people.
Fred was invited today to cut the ribbon, signaling the reopening of a new chapter in Bear Lake, where families can walk or roll comfortably and safely through nature.
They've come a long ways for the disabled. They have come a long ways.
For 4 News Now, I'm Jordan Smith.
Well, hitting the lake is just one of the many things you and your family can do this spring and summer in the inland Northwest. And right now, we're in the middle of creating our Get Outside Guide.
Yeah, we're curating a list of the best, mostly free outdoor experiences, and we want your help to build it. Whether it's a hidden gem or it's your family favorite, we want to hear about it. Visit kxly.com/getoutside to share your favorite outdoor adventures. And don't forget to check back before Memorial Day weekend, the unofficial kickoff to summer, to see the full guide and get inspired for your next adventure. 4 News Now, we'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
R&R RV has just lowered prices on every pre-owned motorhome, fifth wheel, and travel trailer in stock. We're talking jaw-dropping savings on the region's largest selection of pre-owned RVs. All pre-owned units at R&R RV are clean, certified, and never purchased at auction. Quit dreaming. Just do it. Same-day delivery available on many units. Shop pre-owned units now at R&R RV in Liberty Lake, North Spokane, and Lewiston. Or visit rnrrv.com.
With local utility rebates and massive tax credits available, it's now possible to upgrade to a heat pump for less than a traditional air conditioner. Heat pumps are far more efficient than air conditioners when it comes to heating and cooling your home. Get year-round comfort with higher efficiency, all while lowering your monthly utility bills. So don't be fooled into buying outdated air conditioning technology. Upgrade to a heat pump, the smart choice for smart homeowners. Call Bill's Heating and AC today for your free estimate.
Celebrating 30 breathtaking years, one extraordinary show. The dance and music spectacular that took the world by storm and captured the hearts of millions. Riverdance. And now, experience the passion and energy of this mesmerizing show live on stage. Riverdance, the new generation. Coming to First Interstate Center for the Arts, May 28th and 29th. Get tickets now at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Is a Subaru certified pre-owned vehicle better than an average vehicle?
It starts with longevity. 97% of Subaru vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today. Every certified pre-owned Subaru gets a 152-point inspection where anything that doesn't meet our high standards is repaired or replaced.
If you're in the market for a Subaru, don't compromise on quality or affordability. Come see our huge selection of vehicles and receive your no-problem customer service at Parker Subaru in beautiful Coeur d'Alene.
Get ready for the thrill of a lifetime at the Last Stand Rodeo this Memorial Day weekend, May 23rd through the 25th in Cooley City. Presented by Chess Ford and NextEra Energy Resources. Get your tickets online at laststandrodeo.com. Don't miss it.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
Beat the heat. Always water before 10 a.m. or after 6 p.m.
The sex trafficking, racketeering, and prostitution case against hip-hop artist Sean Diddy Combs continuing in New York for a third day.
Jurors heard key testimony from Diddy's ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, and were shown sexually explicit images. CNN's Lee Waldman is in New York with more.
A second day of graphic testimony from the prosecution's star witness, Cassie Ventura. The jury, for the first time, getting to see some of those sexually explicit photos from those so-called freak-offs. The images are being shielded from the public inside of the courtroom. The defendant, Sean Diddy Combs, was seen leaning across his lawyers to get a better look at those photos. One female juror let out a deep breath and rested her hand on her chest when looking at them. Ventura has testified that throughout their relationship, Combs forced her to participate in the freak-offs frequently and used the recordings as blackmail, saying, quote, "I feared for my career. I feared for my family. It's horrible. It's disgusting. No one should do that to anyone." The testimony today also focused heavily on the physical violence throughout their relationship. After the now infamous 2016 hotel surveillance video, Ventura says her friends called the police after seeing injuries on her body. Ventura said she spoke with them but did not say who hurt her. In 2018, Ventura says she went to dinner with Combs for what she thought was a closure conversation. He drove her home and, quote, "Then he raped me in my living room. I just remember crying and saying no, but it was very fast." At the time, Ventura was dating her now husband, who has been in the court supporting her. Ventura broke down in tears, describing how she went to rehab in February 2023 after having flashbacks of her relationship and becoming suicidal. Ventura's testimony has officially wrapped and court has been closed for the day. Cross-examination by the defense is expected to start tomorrow. In New York, I'm Lee Waldman.
As summer approaches, new inflation data shows some relief for families, but rising housing costs and looming tariffs could complicate things.
We'll break down everything you need to know coming up. And here's a live look at the Spokane Arena, where it is Game 4 tonight between the Chiefs and the Medicine Hat Tigers. Our Sydney Berger is live with a preview of this must-win game for the Chiefs as they try to keep their title hopes alive. It's next on 4 News Now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
For over 90 years, the McVeigh Brothers family has been installing the very best in roofing, siding, and windows, made for the Inland Northwest. Last year, our 6000 Series Coeur d'Alene windows earned the 2024 Energy Star Most Efficient Award, beating some manufacturers by 20%. So this week, we're celebrating by matching your energy rebate. Ask about our current rebate offers for each window sold. At McVeigh Brothers, we're always working for you.
Watch Judy Justice weekdays at 3 on KXLY ABC4.
Judy Justice is now in session right here.
Judy Justice is brought to you by Russell and Hill. Injured in a car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Call 1-800-LAW-0842.
Touch can mean so many things, even for people with moderate to severe eczema. Touch can make two feel like one, or simply be a helping hand. Dupixent can help you stay ahead of eczema as you welcome the feeling of touch. Dupixent helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your skin from within. Many adults saw 90% clearer skin. Some even achieved long-lasting clearer skin. And fast itch relief after the first dose. Severe allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain, vision changes, or blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma or other medicines without talking to your doctor. Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, helps you feel the heal. See the difference for yourself. Reach out to your eczema specialist today.
The Book of Mormon is the best musical of this century. You won't believe how funny it is. You won't believe how much heart it has. And when it's over, you won't believe how much you'll want to see it again. The Book of Mormon, June 3rd through 7th. Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Is your favorite beach contaminated? For the first time in decades, Idaho is testing the sand and water where your kids play.
We're most concerned from a human health standpoint, lead and arsenic.
I'm Natalie Grant. I'll show you how the testing works, why it's happening now, and what it could reveal about hidden risks today and for years to come.
To know that they're checking it and keeping an eye on that kind of stuff, it does make me feel very safe.
Watch Thursday at 6 on 4 News Now.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
All right, we're watching the clock. We're a half an hour from puck drop in the WHL Championship Series that's picking up where it left off in the Spokane Arena.
Yeah, the Chiefs trying to bounce back in Game 4 after suffering one of their worst losses in the playoffs so far. Sydney Berger joins us once again live from the Spokane Arena with why it's so important the Chiefs get that W tonight, Sydney.
Well, it's just like any playoff series. Going down with a 3-1 series deficit is certainly not a place these Chiefs want to be in. So getting a Game 4 win would even the series at 2 apiece, which is a much more manageable situation if the Chiefs want to make a championship run. But how are they going to get the win tonight against the Tigers? The consensus from this team and head coach Brad Lauer is having better puck control and getting more shots off on goal. But beside the technique aspect of this game, Spokane needs to take advantage of being on their home ice. They need to get these wins in Spokane before a possible Game 6 or possible Game 7, both of those two moving to Medicine Hat if they do happen. But regardless, it's a 24-hour turnaround from Games 3 and Game 4. That's no time to dwell on the past for these Chiefs.
And the further on you go into the playoffs, the more meaningful the games get. And, I think tomorrow's the biggest one of the year. Obviously, we kind of got to put it behind us and have a short memory. Burke's kind of said it earlier. Our line, wasn't the best tonight. So, we've proven it all year and all playoffs. So we just got to get back to our game and our habits and details.
Well, Coach Lauer also emphasized the importance of this team playing team hockey instead of an individual game. That's something he noted about his team being guilty of last night. But the bottom line is we have to see a little bit more consistency from Spokane tonight. And the good news about that is we know that they're capable of it. We've already seen peak performances from this team in this playoff series. So puck drop just a few minutes away here in the Spokane Arena at 7 o'clock. The energy's up. The music is bumping. Guys are already warming up on the ice. And we are ready for that action. Of course, going to have all the highlights and post-game reaction on 4 News Now Nightside starting at 11. Live from the Spokane Arena, Sydney Berger, 4 News Now Sports.
need that bounce back tonight. All right, grab your calendars because the Seahawks schedule is now out, and there are some key matchups you won't want to miss. The Hawks will open the season at home against their divisional arch rivals, the San Francisco 49ers. That's on September 7th. Now, fast forward all the way to November 23rd when the Hawks head to Tennessee to take on the Titans. They'll be going up against former Washington State quarterback and first overall draft pick Cam Ward. The following Sunday, back in Seattle, quarterback Sam Darnold will be facing his former team, the Minnesota Vikings, for the first time since leaving them this offseason. For the Seahawks' full schedule, look for this story on KXLY.com.
All right, let's get back to Chris now with a look at the radar.
Well, we still have a few showers and isolated thunderstorms moving through the region right now, mainly as we get into Bonner County, a little bit of wet weather north of I-90 in Spokane and Kootenai County, and some hit and miss showers over the northeast mountains. It has been especially damp this evening right in the Sandpoint area, rather. We will be drying out later this evening. Temperatures for highs today, a rain-cooled 57 in Coeur d'Alene. It was only 50 in St. Mary's today and 42 degrees at Lookout Pass. Quite a bit warmer and drier further to the west in the 70s in Omak and Moses Lake. Tomorrow's highs will be in the 60s and 70s in most locations. A few spots staying in the 50s tomorrow. Meanwhile, that's for later. That's a preview of our Wildlife Wednesday. Let's do your Wednesday forecast first, though. Before you get the dessert, you have to eat your peas, and here they are. 42 at 6 a.m. We're going to be at 48 by 9 a.m. with mostly sunny skies. Keep the sunshine through noon and then start to see the clouds increasing as the day goes on. That high of 63 is a little below average. I do have some Wildlife Wednesday photos for you coming up. All babies and their moms and dads in this edition of Wildlife Wednesday. You won't want to miss it. That's coming up, Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you. Tomorrow, the man accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students will make his final scheduled court appearance before his August murder trial. Brian Koberger will be in court for his pretrial hearing, where both the prosecution and the defense will go over any outstanding issues before the trial starts. Koberger faces the death penalty if convicted of killing Ethan Chapin, Xander Kernodle, Madison Mogan, and Kaylee Gonsalves. We will stream tomorrow's proceedings live starting at 8 a.m. our time.
Tonight, the Spokane Public Schools Board will decide whether to put the Together Spokane bond on the November ballot.
And Spokane Parks and Recreation already voted to put its levy on the ballot. That happened last week. The Boys and Girls Club is a partner in this initiative, and if voters say yes, it could mean big changes for local kids. Marissa Rio shows us what that could look like.
It doesn't meet the needs. It's in significant disrepair.
This is the Boys and Girls Club in Northeast Spokane. The facility was built in the 1950s and is showing its age. It's also the only Boys and Girls Club within city limits.
So we're looking to serve more kids by being in more neighborhoods.
Wendy Drum is the CEO of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Spokane County and says this standalone building limits access for families outside of the neighborhood.
We do physical activity, after school programs, social emotional learning. And so essentially we are a huge resource in kind of gap programming between when kids are out of school and when parents are available after work.
If the bond and levy pass, they hope to sell this building and open clubs in both Adams and Madison elementary schools.
So being in the schools will allow kids to essentially walk down the hall and have a safe and positive place to go for after school programs.
This move would help reach more families across North and South Spokane. This is the kitchen inside of the Boys and Girls Club, where the CEO says they serve over 100,000 meals to kids in our community every year. Now, like the building, this kitchen was built in the 1950s. So as you can imagine, it's in need of repairs and upgrades. The CEO says if this project goes through, they would be able to serve more kids more efficiently. If the bond and levy pass, Madison and Adams, both aging elementary schools, would be completely rebuilt. Adams only needs the bond to pass. Madison, built in 1949, needs both.
There is not air conditioning, and that's tricky when it's really warm outside and kids are hot, the building's hot, and we really want to focus on learning.
As the principal of Madison Elementary School, Heather Holter says this rebuild is needed. In Spokane, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Well, legal changes in Washington have allowed many to clear parts of their criminal records, offering a fresh start.
However, proposed state budget cuts threaten measures to help those navigating this process. Hunter Bertram shows us how these cuts will make it more difficult to get free help navigating the legal system.
For a few years now, people in our community have been able to go to the Way to Justice, fill out this intake form, and get legal help when they've needed it the most.
If we're unable to deliver these essential services, the impact on communities that are most vulnerable, we're really worried about what that will look like.
Camarina Zazora, a co-founder of the Way to Justice, speaking with me today about cuts in the state's proposed budget, awaiting Governor Bob Ferguson's signature.
At no time were we ever advised that the Blake funding was on the chopping block.
Blake funding supports legal aid services to help expunge simple drug possession convictions, following a 2021 Washington Supreme Court ruling that deemed the law unconstitutional, allowing past convictions since 1971 to be cleared.
And that we're maybe halfway done with the work, so it was never anticipated going into the session that it would be taken out of the budget entirely.
This funding supports lawyers like Zazora and Josiah Laura in providing free assistance to those navigating the complex expungement process.
Most of my clients wouldn't even know where to start. It's traumatic going back into the courthouse that has, wrongly convicted you of this conviction, to go back into that traumatic space.
And those spaces, Laura and Zazora say, all follow different procedures.
I mean, the last thing I want to do is someone who is found guilty by an unconstitutional law is to try and have to navigate a court system and get frustrated by the fact that they don't know what to do. That's not right. It's not fair to them. They shouldn't be penalized twice under the Blake decision.
For now, the Way to Justice can continue providing civil legal aid, but once their funding runs out, they will need to find other sources. In Spokane, Hunter Bertram, 4 News Now.
Well, Field Day is a memorable time for all of us. At Shadle High School, special education teachers are making sure every student gets to join in on the fun. Today, the Spokane School District had its first ever adaptive Field Day. The event, called Heroes Unite, brought together more than 200 special education students across 5 high schools.
There are no words to describe the greatness and the smiles on the students' faces, to know that they belong and they're welcome and they're included, and they're alongside their peers, all of their peers.
See how this event is working to create a more inclusive environment tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest. Summer travel is taking off, but is the FAA ready after a radar failure at Newark? Lawmakers want answers, what it means for your next flight coming up.
And some relief at the register. Inflation cools and prices drop for food, gas, and even airfare, but one big expense is still climbing. What you need to know next on 4 News Now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Findlay Downtown Toyota.
This is him. You need an eye exam. Wait weeks for an appointment? Now that's criminal.
Word on the street is at Stanton Optical, you don't have to wait for an eye exam. 2 pairs of glasses and a free eye exam for $79 all same day. Stanton Optical, easy as our thing.
I have 2 options for you to take a look at.
When it's time for an update or complete remodel.
Just watch yourself there. So here, guys, we're gonna rip everything down to the stud.
Rebath is with you every step of the way, from design and products to removal and installation.
Okay. What do you guys think?
We handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs. Rebath, with you every step of the way. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,500 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Life moves fast, and we get it. You're busy. Our digital banking can change how you manage your money. Whether you're chatting with a representative after hours, depositing a check from your phone, or meeting with us face-to-face. Wherever life takes you, we've got you covered. It's your money. Access it anytime, anywhere. Open your account at p1fcu.org. P1FCU, your community, your credit union.
A
Attention! Save up to 50% at the Hot Tub and Swim Spa tent sale this weekend at Spokane Valley Mall. Don't put off buying any longer. You can have a hot tub now. Over 50 models on display. Every floor model must go. Come see revolutionary swim spas that can heat or chill the water. Bad credit, no problem. 100% in-house financing, no turn downs. Don't miss the Hot Tub and Swim Spa blowout sale this weekend at Spokane Valley Mall. Call 1-833-OUR-SPAS or go to discountspas.com.
I'm Chad Young from theeasyhomebuyer.com, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene's easiest way to sell your house fast. If you have a few moments, I hope you'll give me the opportunity to make you an instant cash offer on your home. With theeasyhomebuyer.com, we will buy your house in as-is condition with no repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. To get your no-obligation cash offer, give us a call or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
At Stanton, get a 1-month supply of Clarity One Day for only $69. Plus a free contact lens eye exam. That's a whole lot of savings. That is our best deal yet. Book your eye exam today. Stanton Optical. Easy's our thing.
Well, the STA held a grand opening ceremony today for its newly upgraded transit center in Spokane Valley. The Mirabeau Transit Center is on East Indiana near the East Mirabeau Parkway. The goal of this transit center is to make getting around the eastern part of Spokane County easier and safer. The park and ride includes 207 parking spots and security cameras on the platform and in the parking lot for added safety.
We want this to be very inviting, open, just aesthetically attractive place to hang out, wait for the bus.
It also provides route connections to several bus routes.
New data shows inflation slowed to its lowest annual rate in more than 4 years.
CNN's Jen Sullivan breaks down what these numbers mean for your wallet.
When the temperatures rise, so does spending. Typically, Americans shell out more money during the summer months, and the latest Consumer Price Index data released this week is good news for consumers ahead of the start of summer.
CPI, or Consumer Price Index, is important because it's going to monitor the changes in prices month over month.
Annual inflation cooled to 2.3% in April, and overall prices went up by only 0.2% from the month before.
This was within the range of expectations, but on the lower end.
The good news is overall prices for food, gas, and air travel are down. Those high egg prices we've been seeing have finally cracked. Egg prices dipped more than 12% last month. The bad news is shelter costs are up, which measures how much we spend on housing, and that accounts for a large portion of families' budgets.
That's one of the biggest costs that people have. Whether they're renting or whether they're owning, the cost that you have month to month, is going to impact how much other money you have to put towards other resources.
The other concern for consumers, financial analysts like Stephen Cates worry President Donald Trump's tariffs on foreign imports could cause prices to rise as we get closer to summer.
There's a lot of businesses that still have pre-tariff inventories. And as those dwindle, they will be forced to import more items. And if those are at higher costs, they may pass those costs on to consumers.
With trade talks rapidly changing, it means uncertainty for prices in the coming months. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
It's Wildlife Wednesday, and here's just a preview. Mother's Day has come and gone, but tonight we're focusing on moms and their babies. And Mark Vogt spotted this mama bear and her wee cub crossing a creek. Mom was trying to figure out where we should step, and the baby bear just looked a little bit nervous. He had not seen a creek before, but Mark tells us they made it across safely. Isn't that adorable? I have much more, plus your 7-day forecast after the break. Thanks, Mark.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
At Papa Murphy's, we build your pizza with the freshest ingredients. You take it and bake it fresh in your oven.
So technically, I make the pizza.
Right now, get the limited time Taco Grande pizza. Papa Murphy's, change the way you pizza.
Then what about the moment when you actually realize that you're not here by accident? That there is a God that really loves you so much that sent his son on a rescue mission for you.
This is something special.
We're gonna do this.
On the other side of temporary pain, you meet your other self.
God is setting you up to be blown away.
style or substance. Somehow, it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra. Or get 0.9% APR on select Sierra 1500 models. That's over $4,300 in average finance savings. We are professional grade.
It's the Click It RV Spokane pre-Memorial Day sales event. Huge manufacturer's discounts from Forest River, StarCraft, and more. Get 0 down financing and no payment for 90 days. And get top dollar for your trade. And as our way of saying thank you, active military and veterans get a $500 parts and service card. And talk about giveaways. Win a StarCraft trailer or $30,000 in cash. And get a 65-inch TV with every purchase. Nobody beats a Click It RV deal. We guarantee it. So don't miss the Click It RV Spokane pre-Memorial Day sales event. May 18th to the 30th.
Hot Wheels fans, are you ready for the all-new Blowing Fire? Come watch your favorite Hot Wheels monster trucks fly, crash, and smash with all new stunts and featuring the world premiere of Calosaurus with thrilling freestyle motocross and the fire-breathing robot Arctic Gun. Meet the Hot Wheels monster trucks up close at the pre-show party. Save big with special kids ticket prices. Get your tickets now.
At Papa Murphy's, we build your pizza with the freshest ingredients. You take it and bake it fresh in your oven.
So technically, I make the pizza.
Right now, get the limited time Taco Grande pizza. Papa Murphy's, change the way you pizza.
4 News Now is brought to you by Alpha Omega Tours.
Welcome back, Wildlife Wednesday, where we got a little treat just before the break.
Yes, that bear cub, I love it. And we have more babies and moms in your late for Mother's Day Wildlife Wednesday. Check out this photo from Kathy Bolam. These are Bonner's Ferry eaglets. She was watching the nest, wanted to see how the eggs were doing, and was surprised to see that they had hatched and there were 2 eaglets there at the nest. And she says dad bald eagle was flying and bringing back food, and the mother was rejecting the food and sending him back out for more, got the wrong thing. So very interesting. 2%. Yes, 2%. This is very cute. Shannon Verity spotted this red fox mama and one of 2 kits. She says one of the kits would come out of the den and play and sit on the rock, but the other one was very shy. They are absolutely adorable. Look at that fuzzy fur in the sunlight. I love it. Now here is quite a scene. Larry Crumpleman spotted this great blue heron with 4 chicks. And Larry says this heron's gonna have a heck of a time keeping all of those birds fed. They are so cute in their own way. And finally, from Kelly Ferguson, a whole Canada Goose family. They are living the high life there between holes 12 and 13 at the Coeur d'Alene Resort Golf Course. Pretty fancy digs for Canada Goose. If I were a Canada Goose, why not live at the resort? That's a good pick. I may or may not have been present when this photo was taken. Meanwhile, radar right now. We do have some rain now right in the Post Falls and Liberty Lake area, up toward Rathdrum, a few sprinkles around the Newport area as well as Deer Park. Again, this precipitation will be spotty through the evening before we dry out overnight. 4 things to know about your weather. It's going to be dry on Thursday. High temperatures back up in the mid-60s, and then we go back into a cool and showery Friday. Highs dropping down into the 50s, and we'll have some showers off and on this weekend too. Tracking our weather pattern, a northerly flow keeping our temperatures below average. Thursday at 6 o'clock, after a dry day, a front comes through, bringing us some showers for Thursday night into Friday morning. Dry Friday night, and then the next system drops down out of Canada. Here's 7 o'clock Saturday. The parade floats lining up, and it wants to bring in a band of rain. We're hoping that will change between now and the Lilac Parade, Armed Forces Lilac Parade, Torchlight. 2, lots of titles there, but these are the precipitation totals expected between now and Saturday at 8 o'clock. beneficial rain. Hopefully the timing, we can tweak that a little bit between now and Saturday. Showers off and on through the weekend. Then we start drying out a little bit Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday, mostly sunny and 67, and it looks like that warming and drying trend is going to continue through next week. Kirsten?
All right, thank you, Chris. Well, the unofficial kickoff of summer travel season is a little more than a week away.
Today on Capitol Hill, a hearing put air safety and traffic in the spotlight. Karen Kafa is in D.C. with the details.
This hearing taking place the same day that the airlines met with the FAA about the ongoing troubles at Newark International Airport. Summer travel is about to ramp up across the country, and lawmakers wanted answers about preparedness.
With the summer travel rush looming, senators questioning top officials from the Federal Aviation Administration.
How is FAA ensuring that other airports don't experience the type of radar and communications failures impacting Newark? What is FAA's plan for inspection, maintenance, and testing to ensure redundancy and resiliency system-wide?
Lawmakers in particular pressed the FAA about an April 28th air traffic control equipment outage that impacted flights at Newark Liberty International Airport, where air traffic controllers' radar screens went blank for about 90 seconds during a busy afternoon.
What broke down? And how did the system become this deteriorated in the first place?
We want to remove all risk to the flying public, and that is what's concerning to me, is how do we remove any bit of that risk, and we need to make sure our contingencies are better placed.
The incident at Newark prompted 5 air traffic controllers to take trauma leave at an already understaffed air traffic control location, underscoring a nationwide need the FAA says it's trying to fill. Experts say training doesn't happen quickly, and workers on the job now will have to keep up with the rush.
There's a shortage of workers. You know, you're managing multiple flights. You really do have people's lives in your hands when you're doing these jobs.
As for summer travelers, Clint Henderson of the Points Guy says they should prepare for the unexpected ahead of time, even if it looks like clear skies.
Knowledge is power when it comes to delays and cancellations. Have a backup plan.
And those air traffic controller staffing issues at Newark have piled on top of a runway construction project, as well as issues with older equipment. Airlines met with the FAA Wednesday to talk about relieving some of the congestion there. The FAA proposing cutting the number of flights each hour. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
All right, before we go to a break, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup for your Wednesday night.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
We've reached the final 2 games of our knockout round.
How lucky are we to be here?
And at the end of this hour, we will know which 3 of our masters will be headed home.
I'll bet all of it.
Jeopardy Masters primetime event. New tonight, 9/8 Central on ABC.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering. Like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Now, well-qualified buyers can get 0.9% financing for 60 months on this Silverado. That's over $6,600 in average finance savings. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Water is an essential part of our everyday lives. It's important that Spokane acts wisely to preserve our precious water resources and not waste money on evaporation and the need for supplemental water infrastructure due to a burdened aquifer. Please avoid watering your lawn between the hours of 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. and limit watering to under 2 hours a day, 3 days a week. If we all do our part, we'll keep our river flowing strong, even in times of drought.
What does it mean to be here for good? It means being here for the artists who dream, the shop owner who knows your order by heart, and the mentors who leave a lasting impact. Here for singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game and big comeback stories. Here for the long haul from Omak to Sandpoint to Baker City. Here for your family, your neighbors, for you. STCU. Here for good.
At Arada's Automax, the owner's daughter, Tatum, has been helping people with special sales for over a decade.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tatum Arada. What sale are you doing now, Daddy? Daddy, what's a tax return sale? What's a blue book sale? Can people really get cash, Daddy, and a car? Daddy, does that mean $1 will buy a Arada card, trucks, and RVs? I have $1.
Hurry in, everyone. Arada great deals. And remember,
we're Arada fun, too.
Don't miss the sales going on now at Arada's Automax in Mitsubishi.
Spokane and North Idaho's country leader. The big 99.9 Coyote Country.
4 News Now is brought to you by Mainstream Electric Heating, Cooling, Plumbing.
Coming up tonight on Nightside, according to a recent report, scammers stole more than $1 trillion last year worldwide. How you can use AI to protect yourself and your money. That's tonight at 11.
Tomorrow will be our dry day of the week. 63 degrees, some sunshine to start the day. By this time tomorrow, we'll be overcast with more rain on the way, and a cool Friday. 57.
And like you were warning, you might want to bring some extra rain gear or an umbrella if you're going to be outside for the lilac parade, right?
Right now it does not look good, but that could change. I'm hoping.
They'll still be out there.